Have you ever been to a cookout where the potato salad started a friendly family feud, where people guard their barbecue sauce recipe like it's classified information, where the mac and cheese is so good it'll make you question everything you thought you knew about cheese? Well, today we're taking you on the ultimate flavor journey through 32 incredible foods that make African American cookouts legendary. 1. BBQ ribs. BBQ ribs are the crown jewel of any cookout grill. These tender pork ribs get slow cooked over low heat for hours, allowing the smoke to penetrate deep into the meat. The secret lies in the dry rub, a blend of brown sugar, paprika, garlic powder, and secret family spices that gets massaged into the meat the night before. During cooking, pitmasters baste the ribs with tangy barbecue sauce, creating that sticky, caramelized coating everyone craves. The tradition comes from African American pitmasters in the South who perfected this cooking method in the 1800s. Good ribs should fall off the bone when you bite them, and the sauce should balance sweet, smoky, and spicy flavors. Each family guards their barbecue sauce recipe like a treasure, passing it down through generations. 2. Hot links. Hot links are spicy, smoky sausages that bring serious heat to the cookout table. These thick, juicy sausages are usually made with pork or beef and packed with cayenne pepper, paprika, and garlic. They originated in Louisiana and Texas, where butchers created them as a way to use every part of the pig. The casings snap when you bite into them, releasing a burst of flavorful juices. Hot links cook quickly on the grill, developing a crispy, charred outside while staying juicy inside. They're often served sliced in a piece of white bread or alongside other grilled meats. The spice level can range from mild to call the fire department hot, depending on the recipe. Smart cookout hosts always have milk or cold drinks nearby when serving these fiery favorites. 3. Grilled chicken. Grilled chicken at a cookout isn't just thrown on the grill, it's a carefully planned operation. The best cookout chicken gets marinated overnight in a mixture of buttermilk, hot sauce, garlic, and herbs. This process breaks down the tough fibers and infuses flavor deep into the meat. Some families swear by their special marinade recipes that include everything from Italian dressing to pickle juice. The chicken gets grilled over medium heat, turned frequently to prevent burning while ensuring it cooks evenly. A good grilled chicken has crispy, slightly charred skin that locks in all the juicy flavors. The tradition of marinating chicken comes from the need to tenderize tougher cuts of meat and make them more flavorful. 4. BBQ pulled pork or pork shoulder. Pulled pork is the ultimate test of a pitmaster's skills. This dish starts with a large pork shoulder or Boston butt that weighs 6 to 8 pounds. The meat gets rubbed with a dry spice mixture and then smoked low and slow for 12 to 16 hours at around 225 degrees. The long cooking time breaks down the tough connective tissues, making the meat so tender it literally falls apart when touched with a fork. Once cooked, the pork gets pulled apart by hand or with 2 forks, then mixed with barbecue sauce. The result is smoky, tender shreds of pork that melt in your mouth. This cooking method has roots in Caribbean and African traditions brought to the American South. Good pulled pork should be juicy enough to eat on its own, but tasty enough to pile high on a soft hamburger bun. 5. Fried catfish. Fried catfish brings the taste of southern fish fries to the cookout table. These bottom-dwelling fish from muddy rivers get transformed into golden, crispy deliciousness through the magic of seasoned cornmeal and hot oil. The catfish fillets are soaked in buttermilk, then coated in a mixture of cornmeal, flour, and spices like cayenne pepper, garlic powder, and paprika. When dropped into 350-degree oil, they bubble and sizzle until the coating turns golden brown and crispy. The inside stays flaky and tender, while the outside provides a satisfying crunch. Catfish became popular in African American communities because it was affordable and plentiful in southern rivers. The fish has a mild, slightly sweet flavor that pairs perfectly with hot sauce, lemon, or tartar sauce. 6. Grilled burgers. Cookout burgers go way beyond basic fast food. These thick, juicy patties are made from fresh ground beef. Usually 80-20 blend for the perfect fat content that keeps them moist and flavorful. The secret is in the seasoning: salt, pepper, garlic powder, and sometimes a splash of Worcestershire sauce mixed right into the meat. Good cookout burgers are formed gently to avoid tough, dense patties and cooked over high heat to develop a crispy caramelized crust while keeping the inside juicy. They're typically served on soft hamburger buns with classic toppings like lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, and cheese. Some cookout legends create signature burgers with special seasonings or toppings that become the stuff of family folklore. The key is using quality meat and not overworking it. Simple techniques that create extraordinary results. 7. Lemon bars or chess pie. Lemon bars bring bright, tart-sweet flavors that cut through all the rich cookout foods perfectly. These bars have a buttery shortbread crust topped with a tangy lemon curd filling that sets up like custard when baked. The filling is made from fresh lemon juice, lemon zest, eggs, sugar, and a little flour for thickening. When baked, the top develops a slight crust while staying creamy underneath. They're dusted with powdered sugar before serving, creating a beautiful presentation. Chess pie is similar, but baked in a pie crust instead of bars. The filling includes cornmeal for texture and sometimes vinegar for extra tang. Both desserts have southern origins and became popular because lemons were available year-round, and these desserts could be made without expensive ingredients like chocolate. Good lemon bars should be tart enough to pucker your lips slightly, but sweet enough to be dessert with a firm but creamy texture. 8. Hot dogs. Cookout hot dogs are serious business loaded with toppings that turn a simple sausage into a meal. These aren't your basic ballpark franks. Cookout hot dogs are often premium all-beef varieties that get grilled until the casing split and char slightly. The real fun starts with the toppings bar. Mustard, ketchup, relish, onions, chili cheese, jalapenos, and sometimes more creative additions like coleslaw or barbecue sauce. Some regions have signature styles like Chicago dogs with yellow mustard, onions, bright green relish, tomatoes, pickles, and celery salt. The hot dog tradition in African American cookouts comes from street vendors and neighborhood gatherings, where these affordable, tasty sausages became community favorites. A fully loaded cookout hot dog becomes a handheld feast that requires serious napkin strategy and both hands to eat properly. 9. Baked macaroni and cheese. Baked macaroni and cheese reigns supreme as the ultimate cookout side dish. This isn't the boxed stuff. It's made from scratch with real cheese, usually a combination of sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, and sometimes Velveeta for extra creaminess. The pasta, typically elbow macaroni, gets cooked just until tender, then mixed with a rich cheese sauce made from butter, flour, milk, and plenty of shredded cheese. The mixture goes into a baking dish, topped with more cheese and sometimes breadcrumbs, then baked until golden and bubbly. The top develops a beautiful golden brown crust, while the inside stays creamy and cheesy. This dish has deep roots in African American cuisine, evolving from simple pasta and cheese combinations into the elaborate multi-cheese masterpieces served at cookouts today. 10. Collard greens. Collard greens are the vegetables that even kids will eat at a cookout. These dark, leafy greens get slow cooked with smoked turkey, ham hocks, or bacon until they're tender and full of smoky flavor. The cooking process starts with cleaning the greens thoroughly, removing stems and chopping the leaves into bite-sized pieces. They're then simmered in a pot with the smoked meat, onions, garlic, and seasonings for several hours. The long cooking time allows the flavors to meld together and the greens to become silky and tender. The pot liquor, the flavorful cooking liquid, is almost as prized as the greens themselves, perfect for sopping up with cornbread. Collard greens have African origins and became a staple in Southern cuisine because they were nutritious, affordable, and could feed a crowd. They're packed with vitamins and provide a healthy balance to all the rich cookout foods. 11. Potato salad. Cookout potato salad is an art form that sparks friendly debates about the right way to make it. The base starts with red or Yukon potatoes boiled until fork tender, then cooled and cubed. The dressing varies by family tradition. Some prefer mayonnaise-based versions, while others swear by mustard-based recipes that add tangy flavor and a beautiful yellow color. Common mix-ins include hard-boiled eggs, celery for crunch, sweet pickle relish, and finely diced onions. Some families add paprika for color and flavor, while others include a touch of sugar to balance the tang. The key is making it a day ahead so all the flavors can blend together. Potato salad has German origins but became a cookout staple because it's filling, feeds a crowd, and tastes even better the next day. Every family thinks their version is the best, leading to good-natured competition at cookout gatherings. 12. Baked beans. Baked beans bring sweet and smoky flavors that complement all the grilled meats perfectly. These aren't straight from the can. Cookout baked beans get doctored up with brown sugar, molasses, barbecue sauce, mustard, and sometimes bacon or ground beef. Navy beans or pinto beans are typically used, either starting from dried beans that soak overnight or canned beans that get enhanced with additional flavors. The mixture gets baked low and slow in the oven, allowing the sauce to thicken and caramelize while the flavors deepen. Good baked beans should be sweet, but not candy-like, with a rich, complex flavor that balances sweetness with smokiness and tang. This dish has roots in Native American cooking traditions, but became popular in African American cuisine as a hearty, affordable side dish. The long, slow cooking method makes them perfect for cookouts since they can stay warm for hours without losing quality. 13. Cornbread. Cookout cornbread is slightly sweet, incredibly moist, and perfect for sopping up all those delicious sauces and gravies. Made with cornmeal, flour, sugar, eggs, milk, and butter, this cornbread is more cake-like than the dry, crumbly versions some people remember from cafeterias. Many recipes include a touch of honey or extra sugar to balance the corn flavor. The batter gets poured into a hot, buttered cast iron skillet or baking pan, creating a golden, slightly crispy crust while keeping the inside tender and fluffy. Some families make it even richer by brushing the top with honey butter while it's still warm. Cornbread has deep roots in Native American and African American cooking traditions, where corn was a staple crop. It's economical, filling, and the perfect accompaniment to smoky, saucy barbecue foods that need something to soak up all those incredible flavors. 14. Green beans with smoked meat. These aren't your grandmother's plain green beans. Cookout green beans get the full flavor treatment with smoked meat and slow cooking. Fresh or frozen green beans are simmered with smoked turkey, ham hocks, or bacon along with onions and seasonings. The smoking meat infuses the beans with rich, savory flavor, while the long cooking time makes them tender and silky. Some cooks add a touch of sugar to balance the smoky saltiness, while others include diced tomatoes for extra flavor and color. The cooking liquid becomes a flavorful broth that's almost as good as the beans themselves. This style of cooking green beans comes from Southern traditions, where vegetables were cooked with whatever meat was available to add protein and flavor to the meal. The result is green beans that are far from the crisp, bright green vegetables you might expect. These are deeply flavored, comfort food versions that pair perfectly with rich barbecue dishes. 15. Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob at cookouts gets special treatment that transforms simple corn into something magical. The ears can be boiled in salted water until tender, then slathered with butter and sprinkled with salt and pepper. But the real showstopper is grilled corn, where the ears get cooked directly on the grill grates, turning occasionally until the kernels are tender and some get slightly charred. This method adds a smoky flavor and beautiful grill marks that make the corn look as good as it tastes. Some families brush the corn with garlic butter or sprinkle it with paprika, chili powder, or Parmesan cheese. The key is using the freshest corn possible, ideally picked the same day it's cooked. Corn has been a staple food for thousands of years and became central to American cuisine. 16. Rice and gravy. Rice and gravy is the ultimate comfort food side dish that soaks up all the delicious flavors on your plate. The rice is usually long-grain white rice cooked to fluffy perfection, while the gravy comes from the drippings of whatever meat was cooked, mixed with flour and stock to create a rich, flavorful sauce. Some versions include sausage, mushrooms, or onions for extra flavor and texture. The combination is simple but incredibly satisfying. The mild rice provides the perfect base for the rich, savory gravy. This dish has roots in Southern and Creole cooking, where rice was a staple crop and gravy was a way to stretch meat flavors to feed more people. 17. Coleslaw. Coleslaw provides the perfect cool, crunchy contrast to all the hot, rich cookout foods. There are two main camps: creamy coleslaw made with mayonnaise and vinegar-based versions that are lighter and tangier. Creamy coleslaw combines shredded cabbage and carrots with a dressing made from mayonnaise, sugar, vinegar, and celery seed. The vinegar-based version uses the same vegetables but dresses them with a mixture of vinegar, oil, sugar, and seasonings. Both versions benefit from sitting in the refrigerator for several hours before serving, allowing the dressing to soften the cabbage slightly and the flavors to blend. Some families add extras like pineapple, raisins, or nuts for sweetness and texture. Coleslaw has Dutch origins but became popular in American cuisine as an affordable side dish that stays fresh in hot weather. 18. Deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are the perfect handheld appetizer that disappears quickly at any cookout. These start with hard-boiled eggs that are peeled, cut in half, and have their yolks removed. The yolks get mashed with mayonnaise, mustard, a touch of vinegar, and seasonings to create a creamy, tangy filling. The mixture gets spooned or piped back into the egg white halves and topped with a sprinkle of paprika for color. Some variations include pickle relish, hot sauce, or even bacon bits for extra flavor. The key to perfect deviled eggs is properly cooked, hard-boiled eggs with yolks that are set but not gray or rubbery. They need to be kept cold until serving time, making them perfect for cookouts where food safety is important. Deviled eggs have been popular since the 1940s and became a cookout staple because they're portable, don't require heating, and can be made ahead of time. 19. Pasta salad. Pasta salad brings color and variety to the cookout table with its mix of pasta, vegetables, and tangy dressing. Typically made with rotini, penne, or bow tie pasta, this salad includes diced bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and red onions for crunch and color. The dressing is usually Italian style with olive oil, vinegar, herbs, and seasonings. Though some versions use ranch or other creamy dressings, many families add extras like olives, pepperoni, cheese cubes, or fresh herbs to make their version special. The pasta should be cooked al dente so it doesn't get mushy when mixed with the dressing and vegetables. Like most pasta salads, this one tastes better after sitting overnight, allowing all the flavors to blend together. Pasta salad became popular at cookouts because it's filling, colorful, holds up well in heat, and provides a lighter option alongside all the rich, heavy foods. 20. Fruit salad or watermelon slices. Fresh fruit provides a sweet, refreshing break from all the savory cookout foods. Fruit salad might include watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, grapes, strawberries, and pineapple, all cut into bite-sized pieces and mixed together. Some versions get dressed with a little honey and lime juice to enhance the natural flavors and prevent browning. Watermelon slices are even simpler, thick, triangular pieces of cold, sweet watermelon that provide instant refreshment on hot days. The key is using ripe, in-season fruit that's naturally sweet and flavorful. Watermelon is especially popular at cookouts because it's about 90% water, making it incredibly refreshing in hot weather. It's also affordable and can feed a crowd. Fruit became a cookout tradition because it's naturally sweet, requires no cooking, and provides a healthy balance to all the rich, heavy foods. 21. Chips and dip. Chips and dip provide easy snacking while the main dishes are cooking. Classic combinations include plain potato chips with French onion dip made from sour cream and onion soup mix, or Doritos with salsa or cheese dip. Some cookouts feature more elaborate dip spreads with 7-layer dip, spinach, and artichoke dip, or homemade guacamole. The beauty of chips and dip is that they require no preparation beyond opening packages and mixing up dips, but they keep hungry guests happy while waiting for the main event. Good dips should be flavorful enough to complement the chips without being so strong that they overpower everything else. Chips and dip became cookout staples in the 1950s and 1960s as processed foods became more popular and entertaining became more casual. They're perfect for cookouts because they're portable, don't spoil in heat, and can be eaten with one hand while socializing. 22. Fried chicken. Fried chicken is the ultimate comfort food that brings people together around the cookout table. The process starts with cutting up whole chickens into pieces, then soaking them in seasoned buttermilk for several hours. This tenderizes the meat and adds flavor. The chicken pieces get coated in seasoned flour mixed with spices like paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and cayenne pepper. The secret to perfect fried chicken is maintaining the oil temperature at 325 to 350 degrees and not overcrowding the pan. Each piece gets fried until golden brown and crispy, with the internal temperature reaching 165 degrees. Good fried chicken should have a crispy, well-seasoned crust that doesn't fall off and juicy, tender meat inside. The tradition comes from Scottish frying techniques combined with African seasoning methods, creating the distinctly American dish we know today. 23. Hush puppies. Hush puppies are small, round balls of fried cornmeal batter that are crispy outside and tender inside. Legend says they got their name from cooks who would fry up these cornmeal fritters and toss them to hungry dogs to hush the puppies while preparing meals. The batter is made from cornmeal, flour, eggs, milk, and seasonings like onion powder and a touch of sugar. Some recipes include finely diced onions or jalapenos for extra flavor and texture. The key is getting the oil temperature just right, about 375 degrees, so they cook through without burning. When dropped into hot oil, they puff up and turn golden brown in just a few minutes. Good hush puppies should be crispy on the outside with a light, fluffy interior that's not too dense or doughy. They originated in the South as a way to use up leftover cornmeal batter and became popular at fish fries and cookouts as an affordable, tasty side dish. 24. Fried okra. Fried okra transforms this sometimes slimy vegetable into crispy, addictive bites that even okra skeptics will love. Fresh okra pods get sliced into rounds, revealing the star-shaped interior with tiny seeds. The slices are coated in seasoned cornmeal mixed with a little flour for extra crispiness. Some cooks dip the okra in buttermilk first to help the coating stick better. The coated okra gets fried in hot oil until golden brown and crispy, usually just 2 to 3 minutes. The result is crunchy, flavorful bites with a mild, slightly grassy flavor that pairs perfectly with spicy foods. Okra came to America from Africa and became popular in southern cooking. When it's fried properly, the cooking process eliminates the slimy texture that some people dislike about boiled okra. The key is using fresh okra and not overcooking it. Fried okra is often served as a side dish alongside fried fish or other southern favorites. 25. Fried shrimp. Fried shrimp brings a touch of luxury to the cookout table with sweet, tender shrimp wrapped in a crispy, golden coating. Large shrimp are peeled and deveined, often with the tails left on for easy handling. They get dipped in seasoned flour, then beaten eggs, then a mixture of cornmeal and breadcrumbs for extra crunch. Some cooks add spices like paprika, garlic powder, or cayenne to the coating for extra flavor. The shrimp are fried quickly in hot oil, just 2 to 3 minutes, until the coating is golden brown and the shrimp are cooked through. Overcooking makes them tough and rubbery, so timing is crucial. Good fried shrimp should have a light, crispy coating that doesn't overpower the sweet shrimp inside. This dish became popular in coastal areas where fresh shrimp were plentiful, then spread inland as transportation improved. At cookouts, they're often served with cocktail sauce, tartar sauce, or spicy remoulade for dipping. 26. Chitlins. Chitlins, short for chitterlings, are cleaned pig intestines that are a traditional soul food dish with deep historical significance. They require extensive cleaning and preparation, often taking hours to properly clean and cook. The intestines are boiled with onions, bay leaves, and seasonings until tender, then sometimes battered and fried for extra flavor and texture. The smell during cooking is strong and distinctive, which is why they're not served at every cookout. Chitlins have roots in African cooking traditions and became important in African American cuisine during slavery when enslaved people were given less desirable parts of the pig. Over time, they became a cherished traditional food that connects families to their history and heritage. Preparing chitlins is often a communal activity where family members gather to help with the lengthy cleaning process. Those who love them appreciate their unique texture and the way they absorb the flavors of whatever they're cooked with. 27 turkey necks or smoked turkey legs. Turkey necks and smoked turkey legs bring big, bold flavors to the cookout table. Turkey necks are slow cooked until the meat falls off the bone, often braised with onions, seasonings, and vegetables to create a rich, flavorful dish. Smoked turkey legs are massive, caveman-style portions that are first seasoned with a dry rub, then smoked low and slow until the skin is crispy and the meat is tender. These legs can weigh over a pound each and provide enough meat to feed several people. The smoking process gives them a deep, smoky flavor with a beautiful mahogany color on the outside. Both dishes became popular in African American cuisine as affordable ways to add protein and flavor to meals. Turkey necks are often used to season vegetables like greens or green beans, while smoked turkey legs are eaten as a main dish. They require patience to cook properly, but reward that patience with incredibly rich, satisfying flavors that can't be rushed. 28. Gumbo. Gumbo is a hearty, soul-warming stew that brings together influences from African, French, Spanish, and Native American cooking traditions. This Louisiana creation starts with a dark roux. Flour and oil cook together until it reaches a deep brown color that adds rich, nutty flavor. The holy trinity of celery, onions, and bell peppers gets added along with garlic, then stock and seasonings. Gumbo can include various meats and seafood like chicken, sausage, shrimp, crab, or oysters. The dish is thickened with okra or filet powder, ground sassafras leaves, and seasoned with bay leaves, thyme, and cayenne pepper. It's served over rice and should have a consistency thick enough to coat a spoon, but thin enough to be soupy. Good gumbo requires time and patience. The roux alone can take 30 to 45 minutes of constant stirring. Each family has their own version with secret ingredients and techniques passed down through generations. 29. Red beans and rice. Red beans and rice is a Monday tradition in New Orleans that has spread throughout the South as a hearty, satisfying dish perfect for feeding crowds. Dried red kidney beans are soaked overnight, then slowly simmered with the holy trinity of vegetables, onions, celery, bell peppers, garlic, and a ham bone or smoked sausage for flavor. The beans cook low and slow for several hours until they're creamy, and some have broken down to thicken the liquid naturally. Traditional seasonings include bay leaves, thyme, cayenne pepper, and sometimes a splash of hot sauce. The dish is served over fluffy white rice, and the beans should be creamy but not mushy, with a rich, flavorful gravy. This dish has roots in French and Spanish colonial cooking, but became a staple in African American cuisine because it was economical, nutritious, and could feed large families. It was traditionally made on Mondays, using leftover ham bones from Sunday dinner, making it both practical and delicious. 30. Sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie is the crown jewel of soul food desserts, often compared to pumpkin pie, but with its own distinct, richer flavor. Fresh sweet potatoes are baked until tender, then peeled and mashed smooth. The filling combines the sweet potato puree with eggs, evaporated milk, butter, brown sugar, and warm spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla. Some recipes include a touch of bourbon or rum for extra depth. The mixture goes into a homemade pie crust and bakes until the filling is set, but still slightly jiggly in the center. A good sweet potato pie should have a smooth, custard-like filling with a beautiful orange color and a complex, sweet flavor that's not overly sugary. The crust should be flaky and buttery. This pie has African origins and became popular in the South, where sweet potatoes grew well. It's often served at holidays and special occasions like cookouts because it represents tradition, comfort, and the skill of the baker. 31st, peach cobbler. Peach cobbler captures the essence of summer in a warm, comforting dessert that's perfect for cookout endings. Fresh, ripe peaches are peeled and sliced, then tossed with sugar, a little flour, and spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. The fruit goes into a buttered baking dish, while a simple batter made from flour, sugar, milk, and melted butter gets poured over the top. As it bakes, the batter rises and creates a golden biscuit-like topping while the peaches underneath bubble and caramelize. Some versions use a more traditional biscuit dough dropped on top in spoonfuls, creating a cobblestone appearance that gives the dessert its name. Good peach cobbler should have juicy sweet fruit that's not too runny, topped with a golden, slightly crispy crust that's tender underneath. It's best served warm with vanilla ice cream that melts into the warm fruit. 32. Pound cake. Pound cake gets its name from the traditional recipe that called for a pound each of butter, sugar, eggs, and flour. Modern versions are lighter, but still rich and dense with a fine, tender crumb. The classic version is made with butter, sugar, eggs, flour, and vanilla, while the famous 7-Up cake adds lemon lime soda to the batter, creating an incredibly moist cake with a subtle citrus flavor. The soda acts as both a flavoring and a leavening agent, creating a cake that's tender and has a beautiful, even texture. Good pound cake should be moist but not heavy, with a golden color and buttery flavor. It's often served plain or with fresh berries and whipped cream. Some versions include lemon zest, almond extract, or cream cheese for variations. Pound cake became popular because it keeps well and can be made ahead of time, making it perfect for cookouts and gatherings. Now tell me, which one's your go-to plate? Drop it in the comments because I know everybody has their favorite. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video.